Experience matters, but the problem is it doesn't differentiate. Experience gets us into the pile with all the other resumes, which is at least a few hundred per role nowadays, right? And so we don't want that to be our lead card. Saying, here, I have experience. You should talk to me. Unfortunately, it's not going to get us one of those coveted interviews, one of those interviews, and much less get us to the offer stage. So instead of saying on your resume something like, I managed a team of sales professionals, rather give it some nuance, give some background, some context to it, and say something like, led a sales team that exceeded quarterly targets by 25% for 12 of the 14 months I was in the role. See what happens there? Now you can visualize what this candidate, or in this case you, has successfully done that directly applies to the two or three things they're going to base their decision upon in this role. If they can't, when they're glancing at your resume, and your resume has 8 to 10 seconds, 15 on a slow day, if they can't visualize what you have successfully done specifically, and not just experience, if they can't see it, they really don't have much of a reason to call you in for an interview. So you want to give those examples, particularly when it comes into on the resume, and then in the interview itself, we want our language, our narrative, what we have ready to talk about, to not focus so much on years of experience, but here's how I solved your company's challenges, or in this case, the role's challenges. The power of storytelling. I've advised a lot of job seekers over the years. Many job seekers will, even in the interview, will list tasks or duties. Here's what I did in the role. That, again, is under the experience umbrella, important, but not a differentiator. And they'll focus on that instead of demonstrating impact, which is ultimately what the company is looking for. So you want to use specific examples that show results. So, for example, instead of saying, I manage projects, say something like, I led a cross-functional team that reduced project turnaround time by 40%, saving the company $250,000 annually year over year in the 4 years I was in the role. See that? The picture it paints? Now they can visualize what you successfully done in the past that directly applies to what they're hoping to get done in this role.